USMC Best. We're on the open carry walk in Washington. Got the great city of Washington sign right up here, I'll show you. With all their Easter Bunny nonsense over there. Welcome to Washington! And carrying the Springfield XDM 40 caliber, 3.8 inch barrel, and the Serpa level 3 duty holster. Well, the guy has gotten out of his patrol vehicle, so he's most definitely going to make contact with me. Can't hear ya. Should I cross over the rail? Okay, the state patrolman is now telling me to stay right here. I am legally armed. I am legally armed. To you? I cannot hear you. Okay. He's yelling stuff at me, but I cannot hear a word that he's saying. I cannot hear you! I am a citizen of the United States and of Missouri. I am of the legal age to carry a handgun and am not a felon. Okay, well this is just wasting my battery right here, so I'm going to turn this off until law enforcement decides what they're going to do. Okay, so my dad has decided to show up on scene. How's it going?
Keep your hands up. Keep your hands, don't put your hands in your...
My weapon's holstered on the right side.
Alright, go over there and talk to those guys.
These two?
Come on there, buddy.
Okay.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Taking a walk.
Come out to the house and walk around the
What
woods.
gun you got there?
I'd rather not answer any questions. Am I being detained?
Well, no, but when we get calls about somebody walking around with a gun,
Okay.
I want to know some answers.
Okay.
I've been getting calls all over town, okay?
Does your town have an ordinance against open carry?
Okay, will you listen to me?
Yes, I'm listening.
You had a trooper standing up here, sees a guy with a gun, he's got a shotgun pulled, we don't know what's going on.
I understand.
That's all we're trying to do is figure out what's going on.
Okay.
You can continue to be an asshole to me, or you can just answer my questions.
Okay, are you
you're
a
right,
supervisor, Officer Horn?
No, I'm not a
I
supervisor.
don't appreciate you cussing at me. You need to get your mouth in check.
All right. Well,
But you don't have to be so...
right. All we want to do is find out information.
You got 4 guys up here.
You've got 4 guys with guns.
With guns, and you got to do a job.
I understand.
And we got citizens yelling that you're walking around with a gun. What do you want? What do you expect us to do? Just to let you go about your way and be...
Okay. You went through police academy, right?
Yes, I did.
The Second Amendment of the United States Constitution and the Missouri Constitution says the right of the people to keep and bear arms.
Okay.
In Missouri, you may openly carry a firearm.
When we get calls from the public that somebody's walking around with a gun, we've got to investigate it.
Okay, I'm here. I'm peaceful.
So now I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
What kind of gun do you have there?
Okay, I'm going to plead the Fifth Amendment, sir.
All right. So what are you doing walking around?
I'm simply a Second Amendment rights activist. Okay. In Missouri, you are allowed to carry a firearm openly.
That's right. How old are you?
I'm not going to answer any questions.
Okay. How old is he, Dad?
I'm trying to think.
Okay, I am going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right now.
That's fine.
If you continue to ask my father questions under duress, we're going to have problems. I'm going to get in contact with my attorney.
Dad, how old is your son?
I'm trying to think. He's either... I'm going to tell him, Vince.
I'm going to advise you not to say anything. I understand.
They got jobs to do.
I'm going to advise you not to do anything.
How old is he?
23. Vincent Bess. Vincent Bess. B-E-S-S.
We have a city ordinance that says if you refuse to cooperate with us, that we can arrest you.
I'm going to cooperate with you fully, but
No,
the Fifth Amendment...
You're not answering my question.
The Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution says I have the right to remain silent.
You have to comply with us when we're asking you questions.
We're not asking you guilt-seeking questions.
I don't know that.
If we were asking you guilt-seeking questions...
Is your name a guilt-seeking question? Is your age a guilt-seeking question?
You didn't ask me my name or my age.
He asked you how old?
Just asked you how old you were.
He asked me how old I was, excuse me. But I am still... I'm going to sit here and claim my Fifth Amendment right.
Okay, that's fine. You can invoke your Fifth... I'm not asking you any incriminating questions.
Okay.
I'm trying to find out pedigree information.
Okay. And in the state of Missouri, there is no stop and identify law. There is not one.
We have a city ordinance that says you have to cooperate with us and answer our questions.
I don't know what state of Missouri I work for. Did you see that?
Yes, you work for the state.
Yeah,
I understand.
And then you do have to let them know who you are.
Dad, where do you guys live?
Okay, I'll let you know who I am. If you're going to sit here and tell me...
Where's mom live?
Okay, that's false, and I would expect more out of a state trooper to know more of the state statutes, but I'm willing to tell you who I am and what my age is and my pedigree information.
Well, you weren't 5 minutes ago. That's why I had to ask your dad.
Okay.
That's why I had to ask your dad how old you were. We had to ask your dad what your name is, because you think for some reason that the Fifth Amendment right applies to you answering my pedigree information.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
I would say you're incorrect, but I am willing, since you want to press the issue, to cooperate with you.
Still, I'm going to ask you another question.
Okay, go right ahead.
That's not guilt-seeking.
Go right
Therefore,
ahead.
the Fifth Amendment right does not...
Go right ahead and ask a question.
So, reason I'm asking, what type of gun do you have?
Okay, it is a Springfield Armory 40 caliber XDM, 3.8-inch barrel. I have one in the chamber. I have 11 rounds in my magazine.
Sort of. Yeah, it's... He's right.
I can't hear him. I'm talking about the radio.
Yeah.
Copy what he's saying on the
Yeah.
radio. I didn't hear. I can't hear what he's saying.
232, 260.
Yeah, man, I'm really disappointed in you guys.
You may not know what the
It's
Fifth
very...
Amendment is.
No, I'm very disappointed in you guys. This is the United States of America. We are not in Germany. I'm not carrying a pistol in my hand. I'm not carrying a rifle or a shotgun in my hand. I have a properly holstered weapon, a level 3 duty holster. There's 3 levels of retention on my weapon.
You have the right to carry it open, but when people start calling us and saying there's somebody walking around with a gun on their side, we have to investigate it.
How about
as long as you're not causing any problems or anything like that, you're free to go on your way.
Okay.
But until we find out that you're not causing any problems, we have to investigate it.
Okay.
We have to check into it. Make sure you're not wanted or anything like that.
Okay, so since I am not free to go, I'm going to assume that I'm being detained, because that's what the Supreme Court has ruled. So in order to detain me, you guys need reasonable suspicion. What do you reasonably suspect me of doing wrong today? Officer Gibson, what are you reasonable
suspicion that a subject is walking around the town with a gun on their side in a holster.
Which is not illegal.
You're right, it's not.
You must have reason to suspect a crime.
However, the state of Missouri gives us power to investigate and make sure you're not out committing any crimes, which is what we are trying to do right now, is trying to figure out where you're coming from and where you've been.
Okay.
Could have robbed a bank for all I know.
Right. For all we know, you could have strong arm robbery somebody up there at Walmart at this moment, and we're sitting here talking to you, and they're either unconscious or unable to tell anybody that they've been robbed.
Common sense dictates that a felon who has just committed a felony is not going to walk down the street with a holstered weapon.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you feel the need to videotape us?
Because I feel my rights are being violated right now. Officer Horn?
Horn, yes. Officer Horn. Badge 232. I have nothing to hide because I am not violating your rights.
Okay.
I am doing my job and trying to figure out why a subject is walking around with a gun open.
Okay, so say you get a call with somebody who has a red shirt on, and somebody says, I think this guy is suspicious because he's wearing a red shirt. Are you going to say, I have to determine? No, I'm gun aside. Because
you're
both
carrying a gun, so it's not a side.
Yes, it is a side.
It's not a side.
I'm making it not an allegory, but I'm trying to illustrate an idea to you.
Where are you going?
I'm going right up here to the BP.
For what?
Okay. You realize they will not allow you to take that gun inside.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
You cannot.
Would you tell me the statute that says I can't?
Walk into the BP with a gun.
I do it daily.
They may let you do it.
They must have signs posted, and in the state of Missouri, even a sign posted does not constitute lawful prohibition from entering a premises. They have to say, you cannot be here, and you must process a trespass order in order for me not to go on private property.
Dad, what can you do for us?
I can give him a ride back to your car, wherever that's at, Vince.
I would prefer to continue on foot.
No, I want to talk to you.
Where's your car at?
It's at the BP, right up here.
So what do you... So, okay, let's go back to my first question.
Okay.
Why are we out? Your car's parked at BP. Why are we out taking a stroll, taking a walk? Are you trying to get the public to contact us?
No.
Because you've got a gun on your side? Is that what you're trying to do?
No.
Are you trying to incite the public into being nervous because you're walking around?
No.
Because that's what it appears like. You have no other reason why you're walking around when you've got a car parked up there, and that's more than a welcome mode of transportation.
I was actually going to go and get something to eat. Down that way, I was going to go to the Chinese place, which also, unlike y'all, is very accommodating to the Second Amendment.
Okay. Why won't you just drive there? Why you feel the need to walk around town? This is my thing, okay? You're trying to get us to respond to you.
I am not.
And while you're walking around, causing citizens to contact us, while that's happening, other things are happening in the city while we're tied up here with you trying to figure out what is going on. So basically, you're pulling us away from citizens.
I'm not pulling you away from
anybody. Because you're walking around with a gun on.
I'm not doing anything to impede your police work.
People see people with a gun, they assume that somebody's doing something.
They assume.
And it's our job to check and make sure.
Okay, now what I would advise you guys to do is to get in contact with your higher-ups and train your operators a little better to ask, is the person carrying a holstered weapon? Because that is no threat to anybody's public safety whatsoever.
Sure it is.
The Second Amendment of the United States says I have the right to keep and bear arms.
You're right, you do. However, at any point in time, you can pull that weapon and start firing into cars as you're walking down a five lane road here.
Okay, you're gonna stop that person because they might run somebody over with their vehicle?
If somebody calls,
if he was driving like
am I being reckless with my weapon?
The point of having it, yes,
it is not reckless. Are you?
To people, to the general public.
The founding fathers would
carry guns all day.
The founding fathers would be abhorrent of what's going on right here.
They consider it reckless.
If George Washington was standing right here with us, he would be. He's not.
George Washington's not here.
It's horrible.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you realize how many officers have been shot from somebody just like you walking around with a gun on their side? Officer, stop. Do you know how many times?
Openly carried, 0 in the media.
Well,
they're concealed.
He ain't gonna shoot nobody because he's gonna.
The exact
let's go, Vince.
Key word there was in the media. In the media. There's things that goes on that you don't even know about because it doesn't get in the media.
Okay, once again, Officer Horn, I would like to end this right here, right now,
Okay,
Officer Gibson. Am I being detained or am I free to go?
Let's go.
No, am I free to proceed on foot?
No, you're not.
Okay,
Not
what are you charging me?
Because you are causing a disturbance to the public.
Yeah, now you know.
You're disturbing the peace because.
Okay, I'm willing to continue with him.
They got a safety.
I'm willing to continue with
You're
my father.
disturbing the peace because we have public that is calling us
Talk
to
about it later with
around.
them. Can you guys talk about it later or something?
What I need is all of your business cards right now.
No.
Yeah, we have business cards.
You can contact our department.
Look,
I'm going to videotape this real quick. That's squad number 270. I'm moving. I'm not trying to go for my weapon. Calm down. This is State Patrol Vehicle 1330 HP and WPD 263. Okay, we have Officer
Rankemeyer.
Officer Horn.
Gibson,
232 is my badge
Horn,
number.
and Morin. Okay, I can appreciate you guys being very...
You want to end it? Let's end it.
Okay.
Let's go.
You guys have a good day.
You too.